Anyone here Catholic? Okay, that's really enthusiastic. I would say more enthusiastic than a real Catholic, so I'm a little bit doubtful here. I feel like most real Catholics, if you were truly Catholic in your soul, you would say, I was raised Catholic, but that's how a real Catholic identifies themselves. They feel guilty enough to keep talking about it, but not guilty enough to go. That's where I'm at, pretty much, in my Catholicism journey. It is Lent, though, still, although my mom texted me today, and she said, today's Maudry Thursday. I've never heard of that in my life. I think they're making stuff up now. First, they made up the rumor about the Pope wearing that sick-ass puffer jacket, and now they're just making up holidays where people wash each other's feet. Keep that weird fetish shit away from me. I don't need that. No, but it is Lent. Did any of y'all fake Catholics give anything up for Lent? What'd you give up? Drugs and alcohol. That is amazing. I'm so happy for you. I gave up short guys for Lent. Or maybe it would be more accurate to say that they gave up me. Yeah, I got dumped by a 5'4" Catholic man who's afraid of whales. I don't know what part of that is the worst. It's funny, I started dating short guys because at the end of the day, the love of your life will always leave you, but short guys are just that much easier to get over. And yet it still hurt. I don't know. I think that being Catholic in Chicago is a lot like being a Cubs fan in Chicago, though. Like every week we go to this place, even though we don't really believe in what's about to happen there. And we sing some songs, even though we don't all know the words. And there's a lot of standing and then sitting, and then standing and then sitting, and then standing so that someone can scooch past you. I'm so sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. I know, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. And then they have to scooch back past you. That's so annoying. Just stand in the back. And they both have snacks. But at one of the snacks, you have to pay like $15 for like a thing of nachos. And then at the Catholic Church, you pay with your sanity and your soul for like one nacho. And there's like no toppings. That's ridiculous. No, I am single. I love to talk about it, obviously, because it's like a big part of my personality. I have really nothing else going on. I've decided to get back on the dating apps. I think one of the reasons why I'm back on the dating apps is because this weather that we've been having lately in Chicago has me feeling hope in my heart again. Anybody else feel that way? As soon as it's above 45 degrees, they're just like, wow, I'm gonna live. Like next week, guys, if you haven't checked the weather, which I don't really believe in personally, but if you haven't checked the weather, she's a liar. Whoever does the weather is a liar. But if you have checked it, next week is supposed to be like over 65 degrees every day. It's gonna be sick. And it has me really excited for hot girl summer. Anybody else excited? Thank you. I'm very excited for hot girl summer. I'm specifically excited because I'm gonna use dating apps to get myself an invite to a party on a boat in the playpen. I've tried for the past 3 years, no success. This is gonna be my year, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, no, I tried last year and it had some middling results, I'll say. You know how you like pitch yourself differently on different dating apps depending on the demographics, right? Like Tinder, for example, you're really direct because it's mostly for hooking up, you know? And Bumble, you're like really flattering and complimentary and conversational because it's for simps. So I went on a dating app, I went on Hinge and I wrote in my bio and I was like, looking for an FWB for 4th of July weekend. You know, friend with boat. Apparently not everyone knows that that's what that stands for. Weird. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna go on a different dating site and pitch myself a little bit differently. Zhuzh up my verbiage here, my ad copy, if you will. And so I went online and I wrote, woman seeking man with access to aquatic vehicle, available wee hours of the night, 4th of July weekend. Triflers need not apply. I feel like that's very direct, right? And I got some responses, but as it turns out, and this is so random, It was a little bit more Dateline than pickup line. But one of us came back alive. No, I do love dating. I love true crime. Another fun fact about me, you might not be able to know this. I'm Mexican. That's thank you. Yeah, thank you. The rest of you all live in this neighborhood, I guess. All right, hating on diversity. No, I am Mexican, even though I don't look Mexican. The reason why I look like this is because my mother is so white that when she had her 3 children, myself and my 2 siblings, she gave us all the same initials so she could, quote, get a good deal on monogramming. Of course, no one thought to tell her that you can save the most money on monogramming by not monogramming at all. Not gonna happen, not gonna fly for Eileen. No, I am Mexican, but I grew up in an area that didn't have a lot of Mexican people, and so the conversation around Mexico when I was growing up in Connecticut was very much about going there for spring break. And so it was always these girls I went to like middle school and high school with, and they said, Courtney, if you ever go to Mexico for spring break, it's so great, but just be careful about the water because of Montezuma's Revenge. Do y'all know what Montezuma's Revenge is? Yeah, ooh, some groans, some hand waves in the back. Some of y'all have been initiated. Absolutely. No, Montezuma's Revenge, for those of you who don't know, is when they tell you not to drink the water because the bacteria could give you some potential, let's say, digestive issues, right? But it was always the same comment coming from these girls who would then proceed to post pictures of themselves double fisting frozen margaritas on Instagram, as if that ice is not also made of water. Which of course begs the question, is it the water that's the problem, or is it the fact that this is the first time you're eating seasoned food in your life, Karen? Because if we're being honest, there's really only one ice us Mexicans need to be concerned about. I'll leave you with this. You may have noticed I don't have a drink up here with me. Anyone here sober? Anyone here on the wagon? One sad woo. And not even from the girl who gave up drinking and drugs for Lent. So what does that tell you about her? No, I'm actually 9 years in recovery. Thank you. I'll take your claps. I'm 9 years in recovery from being a cyberbully. Yeah, I was what some would refer to as a middle school mean girl. You know, some might say that. I grew up in the age of Yik Yak and Formspring. And also the age of the click books and Gossip Girl. And so what I grew up believing was very much that in order to be popular, you had to be rich and mean. And I couldn't control the rich part, so I did control the mean part. And it actually got pretty bad. I bullied my middle school best friend so badly that if you're familiar with the Hatfields and the McCoys, it's like a generational beef. And my parents and her parents started getting into arguments so bad that actually the PTA had to have split custody. That's how bad it got. But we ended up reconciling. We both got, you get better as you get older, right? Like my insults got more demeaning and crueler and more eviscerative, and she got better at putting up with my bullshit. Like we both got better as people. But she always told me, Courtney, you know what? I'm going to make you pay one day. I'm going to get back at you and make you pay. And she is getting married 6 months from this Friday. And she is in this room tonight. And she is making me pay 6 months from this Friday because she made me co-Maid of Honor in her wedding. She is making me pay $7,000 to split responsibilities and honor with our other friend, Bree, who wasn't even there when all that stuff happened. That's so cruel. She's literally making me pay $7,000. That's not true. I haven't calculated all of it because that would make me cry. And because I'm bad at math. Either of those is real. Growing up as a cyberbully has sort of hardened me to cyberbullying now as an adult female comedian on the internet. As you can imagine, that's not a walk through the park. But whenever I get comments on like Instagram, TikTok, whatever, about my comedy, they never really hurt my feelings because they're not personal enough. And I've realized that having been a bully myself, if you want to hurt my feelings, you're gonna have to get personal. Right? Like, people will leave comments on my Instagram being like, oh, haha, so funny, I forgot to laugh. Nice outfit, though. And I'm like, first of all, you can't do a compliment sandwich on the internet. It doesn't work like that. And second of all, if you want to make me feel bad about myself, tell me that I look like Walmart Taylor Tomlinson or something.